Hey DB, do you have a second?
Hugo, the infamous Hugo. Yes, what can I do for y'all?
Can we ask you a couple questions? Do like 42 questions with you?
Sure, that'd be great. Why don't y'all walk through? I'm on the way to a meeting.
Okay, awesome, cool. Sounds good. Where are you originally from?
I was born in New Orleans, but I grew up in Biloxi, the Mississippi Gulf Coast.
Oh man, the coast. How fast can you run a mile?
I don't run anymore, but in my glory days, I was maybe 7:55. I used to run in the old Crescent City Classic, but now I just swim because you have old knees. So,
I got you. Were you named after anyone?
I was actually. My first name is my grandmother's maiden name, Thomas, and my middle name, Yor, is my other grandmother's maiden name. We like to recycle names in our family. We only have about 3 original names, maybe. So.
Okay. What do you think was the best invention of all time?
Best invention of all time? I'd have to say the portable ice cream maker. How about that?
Oh my gosh, that sounds yummy. Can you tell me your best joke?
Best joke? Knock knock.
Who's there?
Interrupting cow.
Interrupting
Moo! How about that?
Oh my gosh. What college did you go to?
I did my undergrad at LSU and I got my master's and PhD here at Mississippi State.
Awesome. If you could switch lives with anybody, who would it be?
Switch lives, living or dead, does it matter?
Doesn't matter.
Probably like either Warren Buffett or maybe Bill Gates, just to see what they're, they got a lot of money to do a lot of good. So.
bet that would be a fun day. What superhero do you identify the most with?
Superhero, that's a tough one. Let's see. You know, I'm an old school fan, like Superman, but some of the new ones are pretty cool. One of my sons is really into comics, so we'll say Green Lantern. Ooh. So I can make things with a ring, I guess.
Ooh, that's super cool. What has been your greatest creation to date?
Greatest creation? I guess the proper answer would be my kids, but I make a pretty mean bread pudding too, so how about that?
That's awesome. Did you have a nickname growing up?
I had a bunch of them, but they're probably not appropriate to share on a...
I got you.
I didn't get to pick them. I had very cruel friends growing up on the coast, so...
No worries. What's a song that you remember from prom?
Our prom song was "Forever Young" by Rod Stewart.
Oh man,
so
that's a good one.
Yeah.
What place is a place that you'd like to visit someday?
Place like to visit someday. I've backpacked actually through almost 38 states, but I haven't been to Hawaii yet, and I haven't been to Minnesota or the Dakotas yet. So I'd say probably North Dakota. I want to go see the Mount Rushmore, or maybe the Black Hills. So.
Those are amazing places. Who do you think was the greatest musician of all time?
Greatest musician of all time? This is recent in my memory. I was a big Prince fan, and I grew up in Prince's generation. So Prince is up there, Elton John's one of my favorite, and then throw in some Mozart or some Beethoven probably.
Sounds good. What's a celebrity chef that you would like to cook you a meal someday?
Celebrity chef? Probably Alton Brown. I used to love his show, Good Eats. I think he's kind of funny, so maybe we could talk some culinary techniques together.
Oh, gotcha. Do you have any hidden talents?
I do stained glass. Is a weird thing. Yeah,
oh, whoa,
I do stained
no
glass
way.
windows. So that's kind of I picked it up when I was working in New Orleans.
That's awesome.
Yep.
What's something that you can't live without?
Can't live without. The cheesy answer is probably my wife and my family, but swimming's probably up there right now. It's a good. It clears my brain. One of the few times that people can't reach me by my cell phone is when I'm swimming in the water. So.
No way. What's a favorite MSU tradition that you have?
Favorite tradition? There's a bunch of them, but I like when students go and touch President Lee's head before a test. That's a pretty cool one. And of course, it's hard to beat the cowbell. So.
That's so true. What's something that you wish you could do but haven't yet done?
Let's see. I would like to. That's a tough one. I would like to learn how to either play the piano or guitar, probably pick up some kind of musical instrument. I think that'd be a neat thing. Although I can't sing, so maybe that would punish the world. Oh no.
So we talked a little bit about superheroes. Now, if you could have any superpower in the world, what would it be?
Oh, that's an easy one. Because I have one of my kids is 12-year-olds. We talk about this every day. That's the topic of conversation. What is your favorite superpower? If I could teleport anywhere in the world, if I wanted to go eat in Paris one night, we could just zip over there, or if I wanted to take a trip, if I need to go see my family, I can just snap my fingers and zip somewhere. So a day trip to Germany, or
That's awesome. Who do you think is going to win March Madness?
March Madness. Ladies or men?
Both.
Bulldogs have to take the women's title. Men's title, that's going to be a tough one. I'm not going to go on the record on that one. I think that's going to be a little rough.
Sounds good. What is your favorite thing about being the dean?
Probably getting to interact with students. Y'all probably saw when you walk along, you get to interact with a lot of different people from all over the world. I think that's the neatest thing, being able to help people when they need help.
That's so true. Give me 3 words that describe Mississippi State.
Let's see, boisterous, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Loyalty, that's a big one. And I think friendship. I think that's what, when people come here, or not friendship, genuineness. When you come here, Mississippi State's a pretty genuine place, and you see that in the people that work here. So
That's so true. What was your first job?
First job, I worked as a bus boy at a restaurant down in Biloxi as Mary Mahoney's. So I was cleaning plates and washing dishes and sneaking shrimp on the side.
No way. What is a cause that you feel very passionate about?
Cause, there's a bunch of them, but I think one being a big outdoors. So I think the environment and stuff like that, protecting the environment. But I also think too, having children, some child illnesses and things like that. Finding cures to some of these illnesses that affect some of our most innocent people is also a big passion of mine.
You mentioned swimming. How often do you swim a week?
About 3 or 4 days a week. I try to get about 30 minutes in just to see what, as you get older, your body creaks. I used to run all the time, and now swimming, this has been my longest sustained period without having a knee injury or something. So.
Oh man. So I guess we should all start swimming. What's something you wish you knew in college?
I wish I knew that it wasn't, you don't have to figure everything out right at the beginning. And I think I hear that in my daily mantra. It's weird the way higher education is structured, that we expect 18, 19, 20-year-olds to figure out what they're going to do the rest of their lives, when college is unpacking that, and all this we put a lot of pressure on everybody to figure it out right now, when I really didn't figure out what I was doing until my late 30s, and that was a long time ago. So.
What is your most used slang word?
Slang word? That's a good one. Let's see. G, maybe? I don't know.
Oh, okay.
That's kind of probably the other ones I probably shouldn't say. So.
What do you hope to accomplish this year? Just anything you hope to accomplish?
I think we're doing a lot with one of the areas that report those is police, and just being secure and all the things that are going on in the world, to make sure that our police are visible, but not as a security force, but just being out there and being part of the community. And also too, probably the most important thing is promoting the Dean of Students office and my staff as a place to go when students need help, just being there as a general help.
We talked about celebrity chefs cooking for you. What is your favorite dish to cook?
Oh, there's so many. That's one thing. Me and my wife are big cooks. I'm going through a smoking phase. I do a lot of smoking meat and, ribs, and, my wife cooks. My wife lived in Italy for Rome for 3 years. She cooks Italian and does homemade pasta. And I do a lot of Cajun stuff, but probably my favorite thing is probably gumbo. That kind of goes back to my roots. It's a 2 or 3 day process, so, it kind of works out.
Gotcha. What is the best thing you've ever made with Legos?
It's actually in my office. It's the Ghostbuster firehouse. Probably a very, very neat thing. What's up, Christine? How are you doing?
Have you ever been lost somewhere?
Actually, yes. I was lost in, I'm trying to make it too long of a story. We were traveling in outside of the Czech Republic back when it was still under Soviet control, and we got off the wrong train in a town called Pilsen, and we almost got arrested by Soviet forces without a train ticket. It was pretty rough. So it was fun, but a scary situation.
Oh my gosh, sounds like an adventure. What has been your best Halloween costume?
Best one I can't talk about because it was very inappropriate.
Oh.
but probably my funnest was my dad made me. It was an Elvis jumpsuit. with the full regalia, with all the way down to the belly button. So probably my Elvis jumpsuit's been my best Halloween costume.
And you mentioned your children a lot. Could you give us a couple of parenting tips? A parenting tip?
I think probably the key parenting tip is you got to have tremendous amount of patience. And I think this isn't a condemnation of parents today, but you know, we're so quick to rush in and fix things, and sometimes you need to step back and let your kids fall and figure some things out about. So the world can be a rough place, so figuring out how to not take all their pain away.
That's some good tips. What's your worst fear?
Worst fear is probably being trapped in enclosed spaces.
This might be a little scary. Can you say the alphabet backwards?
Oh no, I could, but it would probably take about 45 minutes. I could do the Z and then think in my head.
What is the first concert that you ever attended?
First concert I attended was, I always get this confused when you get old, your memory. It was either Billy Idol during the Rebel Yell tour, or it was Edie Brickell and the New Bohemians at Tulane University many years ago. So in the early '80s. So.
What's the farthest that you've ever traveled?
Farthest I've ever traveled is to probably the Czech. In the United States, it's in Washington State, or no, it's up actually northern Maine, and in the world, it's probably, what's the farthest east would be probably either Italy or Germany or Scotland, Ireland, those places. Been to all those.
That's awesome. Would you consider yourself a night owl or an early bird?
Well, I go to sleep about 10, but I wake up probably about 5 a.m. every morning, so I don't know if that makes me in the medium. So
I'd say somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
Can you rap anything?
I probably could, but it would be very ugly. You know, that's one of my claims of fame. I grew up when rap started. You know, when Sugar Hill Gang was first getting out there, and the Beastie Boys, Run DMC. That was the music of my youth. So.
Now, what's the most enthusiastic part about your job?
Yep. Most enthusiastic part?
Yes.
I think it's interacting with students. I work in the best environment in the world, and I get to work around the most intelligent, most vibrant age group in the world, and so that makes me pretty enthusiastic about the job that I'm doing.
Now, last but not least, what is your life motto or mantra?
Life motto, I think there's two. Don't take yourself too seriously, of course, and treat others like you'd be treated. And I think if everybody did that, the world would be a better place.
Well, thanks, Team B. We really appreciate you doing this.
Anytime. Thanks for stopping me.
See ya.
Bye.